Hello, my name is Kathleen Lisson. I am a lymphedema therapist and a board-certified massage therapist, a health coach, and a meditation teacher. And I want to kind of talk about a question that gets asked to me a lot, and that is, why do health coaches and other mind-body professionals need to know about adverse childhood experiences? So I've been kind of outspoken on social media about adverse childhood experiences, and the answer I get from some of my colleagues is, you know what, my clients are all adults. Why do their adverse childhood experiences matter? I'm not the psychologist. I'm helping people with their physical health. And then my question that I respond with is, do your clients that have chronic illnesses have difficulty sticking with their self-care plan and meeting their healthcare goals? And even though they're adults, I explained, they may still be feeling the impact of those adverse childhood experiences. So what do we mean when we say adverse childhood experiences? ACEs include child abuse, which is emotional, physical, or sexual. They include neglect, which is physical or emotional, and they include some household challenges, including incarceration of someone in the house, mental illness in someone in the house, substance abuse, someone in the house, intimate partner violence, so the domestic abuse of the mother, and parental separation or divorce. So if any of those things happen, it is experienced by our client before they were the age of 18, it's called an adverse childhood experience. And so this is, the study was first started here in San Diego, where I have my office, my practice. So I'm very interested in it because it is a local population here that was first studied on a very widespread basis. And what they found was, when they looked at the adults and what kind of chronic illnesses they had and looked into their past to see if there was any connection between these adverse childhood experiences and the chronic illnesses they were experiencing as an adult, they found that ACEs, or adverse childhood experiences, are associated in a dose-dependent way with over 60 mental and physical health outcomes and premature death, including many of the leading causes of death in the United States, such as heart disease, cancer, unintentional injuries, stroke, chronic lower respiratory disease, diabetes, kidney disease, and suicide. And ACEs are also associated with dementia and memory impairment, epilepsy or seizure disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, headaches, sleep disturbances, and chronic pain. And so this was eye-opening when I first found this out. When I first found out if a client is coming with a chronic disease, it's not necessarily something that came out of the blue, and that if it is linked to their stress levels that they had as a child, that there are things that they can do as an adult to lower those stress levels in their life. But first it comes to what they think, how this affected them on the inside. So our clients may think that they're not good enough. They may think they're not worthy of help. And they may think that what happened to them when they were a child is all their fault. So as I was mentioning earlier, there are several research-based strategies for helping clients with adverse childhood experiences, including fostering healthy relationships, improving sleep quality, ensuring balanced nutrition, encouraging regular physical activity, sharing mindfulness practices, increasing their time spent in nature, and if they need it, giving them a professional referral to mental care. So what I would like to express, to really get across in this video, if you learn one thing, that is, if you are trying to help your client, help your patient with chronic illness, to maximize their self-care, to maximize those daily care activities they need to keep their chronic illness under control, well regulated, so that they can live their fullest life and, stay as healthy as possible for as long as possible. If you're finding that they are unable to do those activities, that they are unable to keep up that self-care schedule, that would be like a little red flag in my head and say, hey, like, is there something else going on here? Is there something else happening with this client that is getting in the way of them, having this full life and fitting in this self-care activity that they need to do every day to keep their chronic illnesses at a level where they can still function and have, as rich of a life as they can have. If we're finding that there are things that are stopping them from living the life that they deserve, and we feel like they might be associated with stress, like they're under too much stress, or some of the toxic stress that they've had as a child is impacting their ability to function effectively as an adult, we can start to look into the science-based ways and evidence-proven ways that we can reduce their stress and then enable them to keep up those self-care activities and reach their healthcare and self-care goals for whatever life goals that they have that they want to reach. So my one message is, if we are thinking, if those red flags are coming up, if we're seeing that maybe this is a piece in that puzzle why they're just really not getting their chronic illness, chronic disease under control like they would like to, look into whether they've had adverse childhood experiences and whether they've had toxic stress even as an adult, and then move into having that discussion on, here are some stress reduction practices that they can look into, that they can decide if they want to add them to their daily self-care, and see if getting their stress reduced and under control is going to allow them to do their self-care on a more regular basis and reach those health goals that they have wanted to reach for such a long time, but haven't had the ability to give the consistency to their self-care that is needed for them to reach those healthcare goals. Thank you, and have a great day.